Okay, I'm back. Thanks for
Hi.
waiting.
Burnerator's gone now. Squee
Oh.
is distraught because his dragon token is not showing up.
I'm making a
Oh.
whole new one. A whole new. Like, you guys thought you saw the black dragon? No, no. Now you're gonna see a different
Is
but the
it the
same.
$6 million black dragon?
We can rebuild him.
Everyone in the chat is like, "Oh no, it's Toothless! Help, baby, Toothless!" And I'm like, "Oh boy."
You know, I actually considered using Toothless as a picture, but I was like, no, that's just too much. I don't want him to be adorable. I just want him to be a black dragon. All right. Yes, I know I'm racist. There we go.
Yes.
Now it's uploading. It wasn't even uploading before.
It might have been a server problem. I had that.
Possibly. Okay, so so let me go ahead and put everyone in the proper order. Descending. Escalation is zip. And okay, well, Jarek, feel free to do stuff.
Squee, why don't you tell me what my character would know common knowledge-wise about black dragons?
Common knowledge, black dragons, very rare. One of the more common types of colors that of the dragons that you would see, but still not a very common sight at all. They are incredibly intelligent. They have, just like most people, they're neither good nor evil. It just depends on the dragon. You do know that they tend to group in what are called covens, which are basically, you'll have a family or several families of black dragons who are attended by human priests, usually. They're very hard to find, these covens. They're very secretive. Black dragons usually have no dealings, if any, with humans, but they also are not the type of dragons that run out and kill humans either.
Okay, so in the Ardenfell campaign universe, dragons are not segregated by color.
Define segregated, because there are different colors, but it's not like...
Well, let's see here. In pretty much every tabletop system with which I'm familiar, at least in high fantasy-wise, chromatic dragons, black, blue, red, green, and this extends to 13th Age's default setting as well, are usually evil.
Oh, yes,
whereas
okay.
metallic dragons, gold, silver, bronze, copper, are usually good.
No, that does not. That part does not apply here. Dragons are like every other race in the sense that some are good, some are bad. It just depends on the dragon. However, the kind of stereotypes of like green does poison breath, blue does lightning breath, white does frost breath, red does fire breath, black does acidic breath. So those still apply. But no, as far as good and evil, it just depends on the dragon.
Okay, because my character was just going to turn away and go with everyone else on the horse, if that was the case. He had no stake in this, but whatever. If I can keep to lift his bow, I guess I'll fucking participate. Fucking shit.
Damn straight you're gonna fucking participate.
Well, in that case, I'm just gonna ride away. Whatever.
Yeah.
I can pick Jarek's like raising his hand.
JK's, come back, please, JK's.
Yeah, that was the motivation. Like, if black dragons were predisposed to be evil, then Jared was just gonna leave. Like, whatever. That sounds like a personal problem.
I would even go so far as to say this, that while many types of dragons and interactions between the races and dragons have been not pleasant, black dragons, generally, there aren't many stories of them ever attacking humans.
Any of these imps damaged?
Ooh. Yeah, I should say a few of them are.
Since this dragon has gotten frickin' wrecked and none of these imps are damaged, then I think we should just leave behind the useless dead weight now.
There aren't many that are damaged, but there are a few, and I will...
Chant of Endings requires that I target the nearby enemy that is the most damaged, or with the fewest hit points, so...
That is going to be this one right here.
Well, he's not nearby.
Okay, then that'll be this one right here.
Okay, he is nearby.
Wow.
Shit. That is, let's see, that's 42 negative energy damage.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, unfortunately, that only passes his magical defense by, like, 13, so...
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
my
42, he's dead.
God, Jarek, you're so fucking weak.
Jarek, like, sitting on top of the horse, he's, like, thinking about whether he should, like, do anything, and Keen, like, lifts the bow, and Jarek's like, oh, god damn it, this decides some shit all over again. Arc of Dark Lightning appears, completely incinerates, like... and causes like the imp's body to fall apart. And Jared's just gonna take his move action and like his quick action to to pet the horse with his other hand in turn.
I was just thinking, like, because since Jarek's spells kept misfiring last night, he's almost just like, see, I still got it.
Yeah, I rolled all the ones out 2 weeks ago, guys.
Yeah.
All right, so it's my turn?
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay, so would I be able to go here and then shoot over to these guys?
Yeah.
From-
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
They would all be
Okay.
targets.
Yeah,
And the ones that you can see that are visibly damaged are this guy and this guy. These two have claw marks on them.
Okay. Well, I'm going to use my quick action to take aim at this guy.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to shoot him with my bow.
Okay.
27 versus AC for 25 damage, and he is now blind.
Which one did you hit again? Sorry.
It was this one, the one that was damaged.
Okay, hang on a second. Wait, why is my...
Oh, now my turn. I have to do an arrow. Wait, my turn. My turn.
You guys arrowed him to death. Congratulations. You literally just pointed him to death.
Yes.
And I'm sorry, Keen, but he's not blind. He's dead. So
That's like a
No,
blindness. That's a
he's
permanent-
So
mega
he can't
blind.
see?
He clearly
How
can't
about
see.
that?
Yes, I blinded him so hard that I hit him in his chest, and that blinded him. So
Now his heart's
I don't know how. Enter.
all right, Pearson.
Okay, so the kids are safe in the woods.
Yes, everyone is in the
Carl-
woods except
okay.
for you guys.
Carla's with them.
Yes, Carla is with them.
Okay. Cullimore is going to yell for Enedik to keep an eye out, make sure no imps get into the forest.
Okay.
And then Cullimore will assist his friends. He is not getting close to a thrashing black dragon. In fact, he's trying not to poop himself for seeing an actual black dragon. Instead, he's going to pull out his crossbow as his move in action and aim for the closest imp, which will be the one directly in front of him, and fire.
Okay.
And I got a 23.
Wow, you guys are really hitting it today. That is definitely enough to hit him.
Now, I've never used a crossbow before, so what is its damage?
Hang on, let me look up.
See,
It is a
weapons-
regular crossbow, so it would be medium, which is 2d or 3d6.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
6 is okay. Thank you.
No problem.
What's up, Grimmeth? I heard you were about to say
No,
something.
I think weapons deal like different damage depending on like which class ends up using them. I'm not sure. I don't do a whole lot with 13th age weapons, but yeah, I am pretty sure. Looking at it for monk ranged weapons, it would definitely be 3d6.
All right. 3. Excellent. 9.
Are you getting your ranger like your rogue proficiency with that? Because monks actually have a -3 to attack with crossbows.
No, it's the rogue proficiencies. The only things
Okay.
that he gets from monks are his like
My
endurance
forms.
stats and his forms. Everything else
Okay.
is rogue.
So he's primarily rogue. Got it.
Okay, so that's 9 damage to which one again?
It's the one. Everyone point.
Everyone
to this
point-
one.
okay, thank
we'll
you.
point this one to death
There's
too.
just so many of them.
Just for friends.
All right,
They're
Yeah.
just so
all right.
mute.
She's not mute anymore. She's not mute anymore.
There you go. That one.
All right, I already he's been. Okay,
So we're gonna do this entire time now. I can't wait.
It is now the dragon's turn. The dragon, with a roar that sounds weaker than it could be.
Sick.
No, he's
It sounds
injured.
like Squeeze voice. Oh man.
Oh yeah, pretty much. All
Roar for a squeak.
right, hang on. He needs to roll a. Oh. Dragons get random unique abilities. Hang on, let me roll a d12. Okay, and he gets the ability of
Not the sacred ability of ooh-ah.
Oh no!
whipping.
Oh no!
This dragon.
Ooh, jig-jang?
This dragon has the whipping tail. When an enemy engaged with the dragon rolls a natural 1 or 2 with an attack roll, the dragon can make an opportunity attack against the creature as a free action. The attack is set up by the dragon's whipping tail. I gotta remember that. And
That's
he is also going to, because all dragons get to do this, they get to roll a what is it? A D6 at the start of every turn. If it is equal to or below the escalation die, they get a free standard action. So, what do you know? It's not equal to or less. So he is just going to go to the closest guy, and he is going to claw and bite at him.
Get him, Toothless! Get him, Toothless! Get that bad
So he's going
demon!
to go to this guy, and he's going to roll a d20 plus 8. He gets 2 attacks. 1, 2. One of them is a hit, the other is not, and this guy takes 4 damage. So he's down to that. Alright, that's the Black Dragon's turn. It's now the Imp's turns. So, So this imp is just going to attack the Black Dragon. This imp is going to attack the Black Dragon. These imps are wise to your moves. So
Oh,
they are
boy.
going
Our
to...
moves of shooting at them and magicking at them.
Yes, they're wise to your games. All right, so this one right here is going to shoot a Blight Jet at Keen.
Okay.
This is
Blight Jet.
versus your physical defense.
Okay.
18.
That is a hit.
All right, you take 7 damage and you are dazed until you roll to save.
Okay.
Which dazed is, I think, minus 2.
Minus 4.
Minus 4, yes. Minus
Yeah.
4 to attacks and defenses.
Bern and I have been hit by the Blade Jet before.
Yes. All right.
And defenses?
No,
it's
no,
just
no,
attacks.
no, just
Minus
attacks.
4 to your attack.
Okay.
So I was thinking of your blind bow for a second. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to your attacks. All right. And this one is going to throw a Blight Jet at Pearson, actually, who just hit his friend. That's a 17.
I mean, I
versus-
just hit him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, his friend. He
Maybe
likes
he's
to,
his own friend. Yeah.
he likes
Thought
to,
that asshole.
What a loser!
This
Tell the
imp
loser even
likes
if
to talk
he
to himself
beats
in the
my
third
AC by
person.
1.
So that imp likes to
by
talk to himself in the third person.
Great. Tell him that he hit me by
That
1.
was a 17 versus your physical defense. It's
Yeah.
like a,
Oh, my physical defense!
Yes.
Yes.
You hit me by 1.
Okay. So you 7 damage and you're dazed.
Okay.
And then these 2 imps are going to attack the dragon. So Festering Claws. That's going to be a hit. Definitely a hit. That's double damage.
I wonder if that's enough.
Well, I wasn't looking at the critical. I was just looking at the
Yeah.
AC.
How about 27's 29 good enough for you?
All right, so both of those hit. So he's going to take 6, 7, 9 damage and 10 ongoing.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Poor dragon.
So, who's thinking about dragon scale armor? You know? Yeah.
Dragon meat, dragon blood. Hey,
That's
we
right.
can feed our entire group
That's
on this
right.
goddamn dragon.
That's right. This is a godsend. Manna from heaven.
kill-
Dragon
don't kill
Drana from
Toothless.
heaven.
Don't kill the dragon, please.
It is now.
It's not up to us, it's up to the imps.
It's now Cole's turn.
Oh boy! Can I get to this guy and... Is there a way to, like, loop around to there?
You can just cross the stream. Like I said, it's only like a foot deep.
Oh, sweet. Just
Wow.
gonna go right over here and give this guy a big old bear hug.
All right. By the way, I know this is an odd time to bring it up, but everyone did do their incremental advances, yes?
I
Yeah,
did.
that's-
Would you
that's
like
why
to know
my-
mine?
Yes, I would. Because I don't know what
Oh.
anyone's is.
I-
Except for
I-
Jarek's. I know Jarek's.
I can no longer point at people.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
But I now have advanced grabbing people.
Mm-hmm.
And also for my incremental advance, I can no longer accidentally hit my teammates with a critical failure.
Yes. So just so everyone knows, his advanced grabbing is he takes one of his traits to, instead of his grab move being a recharge of like 15 above, it's once per encounter.
It is an encounter ability, which
Yes.
takes up a lot of my goddamn slots.
Yeah, it does. But you get to throw things
But I
Go
get
for
to
it.
throw people and things.
and things.
And I will grab this this gentle little being?
Since I didn't even think to say or not, I'm going to assume that he was, if in the air, low enough for you to grab him.
Oh.
So. Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
fault. I didn't even determine if he was flying or not. So yeah, he's low. He's low. You can get him.
Okay. I'm gonna grab his foot then.
All right.
Go.
That is not a hit.
I will use my orc ability to try another melee attack.
You go for it. That is not a
That's-
hit.
And Cole will just stand there, clawing at the air. Come
He
on.
does. He does get your
on.
strength modifier in damage. How much is your strength modifier?
Would you like that level or just the?
With your just the modifier, like what you would add to damage.
Okay. It's 4.
Okay. So then that's okay. Okay. So escalation die goes up to 1 because you did kill 2 of them.
Mhm.
And it is now Jarek's turn.
Chant of endings against this individual I'm pointing at.
All right.
19 versus magic defense.
That is going to be a hit. And it's
19 negative energy damage.
All right.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Is he at 10 or less?
No, he's not. He's staggered, but he's not at 10 or less.
Alright. It's fine.
There.
I see no reason to
Oh.
move. I'm just gonna keep being awesome here on top of my horse. In turn.
All right. It is Keen's turn.
I'm going to try and shoot the imp that's right in front of me. That shot me with the blight jet thing.
Guy.
So -3 because of escalation. Let's see if it hits.
I
Crits.
think so.
I don't know
Yes,
if
so-
25
Check 25. Check 20.
So that is 28 damage to this guy.
Yes, and he is a blind.
He is a it's a noun now.
Yes, he is a blind.
So can I put him in front of my window?
Does he block out the sun?
Yes.
Don't make me laugh.
The bees will blot out the sun. Then we will hug in the shade.
Yeah.
Ooh, hugging! Shade hugging! I love shade hugging.
All right.
Then no one will-
He is.
I
he
can't
is-
hug incorporeal undead.
Keen, you literally hit him through a lung, so he is not doing well.
Okay.
And he's blind.
And let's see if I save. Is it just straight D20?
Straight D20, 11 or higher. You did it. No, you didn't. You didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
Sucks to be you.
Yep. End turn.
I don't know why I was looking at the 14. All right, Pearson.
All right, Cullimore, seeing that the imp is down, will try to take. He's going to take his move action to reload, and then he's going to attack again. I factored in the -4. Normally I get a +7, but now this is just a +3, and I got myself a 19 on this.
Plus 1 because of escalation.
I added in the escalation as
Okay.
well. Yeah.
19's not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
Then I
That
miss.
is a miss.
And I guess I already spent. I'm assuming reloading is a move equivalent action, correct?
It's a quick.
It's a quick action.
Oh, is it
crossbows.
quick?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yes.
Then what Cullimore is going to do is he is going to move and he's going to exaggerate this. He's going to look a lot more wounded and limp pathetically around the stone here in hopes of looking weak and luring a certain imp in his direction.
It's also
As-
worth noting that imp takes 3 damage. Rogues deal miss damage with their ranged attacks.
Yay!
Thank you. So, okay.
You also have a saving throw to make, Inferno
Yeah,
versus...
yep. I wasn't done describing what I was doing. It's
My
all good.
apologies.
No, it's all good, homie. Yeah, so he's just gonna get around the rock, and he's just gonna press his body up against the edge of the rock there, so he's just hugging the face very closely, so the imp can't just fly directly above him and just zap him. Anyway, now I will roll the save.
Inferno, I think it may just be your natural second distance, but somehow that sounded seductive.
Oh, that's
You were like, hey, rub up against the rock and hug it close.
that's because the rock knows it's got.
It knows.
All right, I saved.
Yay,
Huzzah.
congrats.
The rock knows what Cullimore is cooking.
All right, it's
That's
the dragon's turn.
I think I say is sexy. Come on.
Yay.
All right, let me see if the dragon has anything
I can
cool.
smell what you're cooking, Rock. Smells good.
All
Dude.
right.
Do dragons add the escalation die to their attack, Squee?
NPCs do not unless I dictate they do. This one does not. At
Okay.
the time. At the
I didn't know whether
So you're
dragons
saying
had
you hate
anything
dragons?
special. Okay.
No, the only thing special about dragons is they make a D6 roll at the beginning of their turn. If that is at or below the escalation die, they get an extra turn or an extra standard action.
Okay.
All right. Excuse me. Sorry. So he is going to do that. He's going to roll his D6. Nope, that is not at or below. So he is going to just do his claw attack on which of these two looks tastier. All right, that guy. All right, so why? Okay. Sorry, learning dragons. 1 second, please. All right, 2 attacks. That's a hit. That is not a hit. So the imp takes another 4 damage. All right. Okay, that's the dragon's turn. Imp's turn.
What about the save?
Save.
He's
4.
taking 10 ongoing.
Thank you. Yeah, so he takes 10 ongoing. And then he rolls a save. He did it.
Good.
He's got to roll 2 saves, though, I believe, right? Yes, because he got hit with 2 festering claws. He didn't do that one, so did not save against 5 points.
He's lightly festered.
Right, he's lightly festered. All right, now it's the imp's turns. This imp is actually, yeah, he's going to take the bait. He's going to fly. He thinks he's going to be smart. He's going to fly up and over the rock and attack you with his claws.
So is he relatively close to me now?
Yes, he is.
Oh, of course, he's attacking with his
Yeah.
claws.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, relative is the term.
Excellent. Now he's within crushing range.
He's just throwing hands at you, really.
All right, he's going to hit
You only
you with
throw
his
2.
festering claws. 14 versus your AC.
Woo! No. You
Okay,
suck,
then.
imp.
Then, yeah, he failed miserably. This one is going to fly. This one that Cole tried to grab is having none of that. He's going to fly up into the air and launch a blight jet at Cole.
A
'Cause
light jet.
That was way too close for his comfort.
Yeah. Don't forget, he has -4.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well,
He's blind and jugular.
so he 19 versus your physical defense.
No, that still hits.
Okay,
Damn.
and since he rolled a natural 16 or above, he's also going to throw a blight jet at Keen. You didn't save, right?
I did not save, no.
Jarek.
He is the bastard who blinded him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to throw a blight jet at Jarek.
This is why these imps are stupid. They don't prioritize targets. That
Yes.
hits.
Even with -4?
Yeah, even with -4, because I forgot.
I'm a necromancer. You think my physical defense is coming out the tits or what?
Yes. Yes. That's what
I
I
would
think.
pay good money to see physical defense come out of tits. I'm just
So
saying.
Yes.
both Cole and Jarek, if you would please take 7 damage and you're dazed.
No, I deny it.
I don't. Hang on, I'm looking at your character sheet. Yeah, I don't see that ability. Take your damage. All right, and then these imps are going to continue trying to attack the dragon with their festering
I
claws.
can't change my health here. That's weird.
That's a miss. That's a hit. All right, so that's going to be 3 damage.
Can anyone else change their HP and whatnot?
Yes, I edited mine just fine.
Yeah, can you not change yours? Hang on. Yeah, it says that it's you. It says it's you.
You were able to move the token. I
Yeah.
don't know why you
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to
I
edit
can
that.
move my token. I can see my life bars, but I can't.
I'll change it for now. What do you need it to?
Let's see.
So it should be 43,
36.
yes? So it's 36. All right, there you go.
There. Now it shows up the flip.
I have no idea. Okay, so the black dragon is now going to take 10 ongoing damage again, even though he just saved for 5. And it is Cole's turn.
No. By the way, what is the negative to what I have?
Daze is a -4 to your attack rolls.
Yes.
Yes.
Right, thank you. So I'm going to take his dead friend and going to hurl it at him.
Right. With the added effect that you feel woozy.
Oh no!
With all due respect, you're just assuming that they're friends. These guys could just be fighting because of same goals. There might not be any real
Yeah,
fraternity.
he may owe that imp money. You don't know.
Yeah.
20.
They could be-
That
imp-
is just enough to hit him.
I
So-
rolled an even. I do not have any more dead bodies to throw at it.
No, you
By
do
the way,
not.
is he down?
That dude is for 19 damage. Yeah, he's down. Plop.
Awesome.
You just killed him with his possibly maybe friend, but maybe not
Mhm.
friend.
So you have another attack, don't you?
And he's
Yes.
going to very clumsily kind of like take a javelin and sort of whip it at these.
If you so wish, there is now another dead body next to you.
Oh, that's right. I wonder if they're both next to me at this point.
I would say no. The one you threw kept on going.
Okay. Then I will catch the one falling and throw it. And would you like me to roll a skill for that
wait.
or not?
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you what. You can do it either way, but if you want to be flashy, sure, give me a dexterity check with your daredevil.
Fuck it. That takes too much effort.
Okay.
I'll do it later.
Okay.
I will.
You know what?
Fair
No,
more
for the
as a
sake of
help.
roleplay, dude, you can do it because it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm going to then sort of just kind of reach out, grab his leg, and kind of fling it. Not like an overhead or whatnot, but just kind of like a sideways fling at the other person.
Like a discus.
Yes, he's going to be sort of sideways cartwheeling through the air at this point.
All right.
And
which
going
one?
at this
Okay.
gentleman
Yeah.
right over here.
All right.
And
Right here.
that is still a minus 3, which is not enough to hit.
That is not enough to hit.
Big.
Oh, that would have been.
I know. That was a really high roll.
Okay. So, escalation goes up to dose.
Fick. Still dazed.
Oh. And then it is Jarek's turn.
Jarek woozily looks back at Cullimore and thinks, he's probably got this. Still
Yep.
woozy talking. Gonna direct Heinrich across the river just to make sure that imp is outside of my nearby range, which means my only two valid targets for Chant of Endings are besides the dragon, which one of these two imps has the fewest hit points?
I should mention the one that I missed takes 3 damage.
Thank you for
Yeah.
mentioning that. However, it is... Excuse me, this one. That one.
This one.
Okay, that
This
one.
one?
Yes, that one. We need some more arrows on it, I think.
Okay.
Let's see, -4, but +2, so -2 for the attack roll. Chant of Endings, 24 versus magic defense for 21 negative energy damage.
Sure, it's this one.
Okay, it hits him and rocks him really hard. He's still alive, but he's not
How
having
much
a
are-
good time.
How much are we talking here?
Way less than 10.
Okay, well, I need those hit points back. All of the 1 hit point that I get, that'll be good. Consume his essence, he fucking melts. As the flying stops, and Jarek nods approvingly and ends his turn after rolling a saving throw. He's not dazed anymore. The sweet victory is eating souls.
Yes. My turn.
Yes.
I'm going to go across the log over to here, and I'm going to plink an arrow at this guy while aiming.
Do you want to use your bow for that, or are you just going to, like, plink it at him?
I am going to use my bow to shoot an arrow
Okay.
while aiming at this
Just
guy.
the way you said it just made me imagine, like, you kind of overhand lobbed it.
No.
Well, clearly that's the most logical conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
from his
course.
character who has used a bow almost the entire time.
All right,
Yeah.
hit him. Or not, whatever.
That's what I do.
Yeah, it is what
Pretty
you do.
sure. For 22
That is a
damage?
hit. It is 22 damage.
Looks like a blinding.
Yeah, that is a blind as well.
Well, these imps
Three-
are not having a good day.
Three blinds. And
Yeah.
Oh man, I almost finished up my room with all these blinds.
Oh boy.
I didn't know we were playing
Discount.
The Sims. Sweet, I'm in build mode.
assuming I'm in build mode. Everything's. Sims.
You guys are not doing me any favors.
All right.
Keen, if you would save against whatever it is.
Sure, I
Days.
would love to.
No, you still are at days. All right.
Son of a bitch!
Your turn, Pearson.
I am
Well,
dazed for days.
Now, out of curiosity, would it be fair for me to use my crossbow as a blunt weapon and just do my basic melee damage against this imp if I choose to do so?
Yes.
Okay, I like to do that. I like to jut the butt of the crowbar of the crossbow into the imp's neck, actually. So let's see how well I do with that.
Okay.
That's a critical hit because he's staggered, and I have murderous.
Epic
So-
crowbar action.
It's
Oh,
not
nice.
a crowbar, damn it!
I just Gordon Freeman that him.
Oh my god! Oh my. So I'm gonna do this times 2. I'm gonna do 20. Oh well, whatever. I did
Dude.
2 ones on a D. Oh wait, it was supposed to be a D8. Whatever.
Dude,
20 points
even
kill him.
without doubling, it was enough to kill him. So you.
Oh,
you got
good,
it.
excellent. So can I add a bit of the old bone?
By all means.
Yeah, bone splitter spin to it. So he jabs the imp in the neck and then grabs him by the side of the head while the imp is choking on its own blood as he continuously slams its head against the rock it climbed over, particularly hitting a sharp point of it, piercing and smashing its face, its eyes bursting and slumping to the ground, Cullimor's hand covered in brackish blood.
Okay.
Does that work?
Yes,
Can I do
it
that?
works. Oddly, every time you hit his head against the rock, he makes a strange monotone noise. So,
Uh-huh.
like, every time it's like,
Yeah.
on the last one.
There we go. All right, and just as a movement action, Cullimore is just going to go back around the rock and survey the scene there. I'm
All
good.
right. All right, roll for. No, you saved against days.
I saved against
Yeah, you
Dave.
saved
That's
it,
why I got
yeah.
a whole big plus 10.
Yeah, you're not dazed at all. All right, then. Is that it for your turn?
Yeah.
It is
Yeah, you
now
betcha.
the dragon's turn. All right, Mr. Dragon is going to attack the final imp.
Doesn't he have to roll a d6 first?
Maybe.
He doesn't have to.
You could choose not to.
No.
Yeah, he
he-
doesn't have to get an extra standard action.
I'm just saying.
It's
Look,
a choice,
look,
okay?
Look, Mouth of Sauron. You saw what Aragon did to that motherfucker.
No.
All right, he's just going to use his claws again. Claws. Kablaw. I just pulled it up to look at it, and then I minimized it without actually looking at what I wanted to look at.
Good
Oh,
job.
me. That's a miss. That's a hit. All right.
Tell him, dog. You tell him.
And okay, that is actually going to be enough to kill him. So I will say that with a roar, the dragon actually clamps his maw over the imp's face and starts shaking him like a dog with a chew toy until the imp goes limp. And with that, he drops the imp and then starts kind of confused and kind of hurt, starts like making circles looking at all of you who are all surrounding him, and he's kind of low into the ground, but he's not attacking, he's just kind of hesitant, not sure what to do.
I am going to take off the necklace with the ring on it, hold it out in front of me, and slowly start going forward with my other hand raised. Simply say, whoa, 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 and see if I can approach him.
As you approach him, he stops for a bit and he shakes his head as if trying to clear it. And in a the voice of a youth, but incredibly well spoken and eloquent, says, "Are you Keen Stormsire?"
He's going to freeze, blink a couple times, and go, yeah?
I was sent to find you. You have to help me. I have to free my mother.
Okay. Where is that?
He shakes his head again and he says, "A ways south, an island off the coast. Please, my mother said that one of our priestesses knew you and that you were a friend and that you would help. You have to help."
Crap. Okay. Yes. I will help. Sorry,
Fucking island.
the
Yeah.
13th
Yeah,
chat is
Inferno
just
Island.
blowing up.
There's the pontoon railroad floating down.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're not getting on a boat. We're digging.
In Skype Inferno
right.
goes an island? Fuck you!
Exactly. It's like just see notifications pop up. Son of a bitch.
Anywho, all right. No, please, didn't mean to break your moment there, King.
Yeah, I will help. I will do everything in my power to help.
By the way, I should point out, now that the battle is over and you guys can get a better look, this dragon looks, not that any of you are dragon experts, but from his voice and his size, he does look like he's rather young. I have a picture of him. He's about the size of a large horse. So standing on all fours, he comes up to, he on all fours is about as tall as you guys. His head rises another 4 or 5 feet. He's small enough that he could still easily fit in a building. But he is,
He's
small
a baby.
for a dragon.
All
He's a
right,
baby.
Heinrich can take him. There we go. I like it. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
And that's basically what he looks like. He is a little bit worse for wear. He does have several scratch marks and tear marks from the imp attack.
Yeah. Fuck.
And he says, "I was tracked down by those," and he points to him on the ground. "So many of them. They came to our home. They've trapped my mother and the others. They said they're going to use them. You have to help them."
Yeah, I will do everything in my power to help you. I can't speak for the rest of my party. But I will help you.
Cullimore gives a bit of a sigh and he looks over to the group of humans and halflings and one disguised dark elf. And Cullimore says, "Before we're to leave anyone behind to assist this thing, we need to know everyone's going to be relatively safe."
Yeah.
I agree, if these imps are trying to use these dragons as a weapon, it's in our interest to foil them and maybe get some information. This might be the direction we want to go, but we have to take care of our people too.
He looks at you and then looks at the people in the forest and then looks around back at Keen and says, "Can you come with me? Or I don't know." And he sits down in a humph.
I need to talk with the rest of my friends first.
He looks back up and says, How long would it take to... I'm sorry, I don't know much about... What are you, elves? But I don't want you to abandon your people. How long?
We
Well,
don't.
we don't know specifically, but I'm pretty sure these people will be safe in a couple of weeks.
He looks thoughtfully and then says, "Mother said they could hold out longer than that." And then he kind of
They
nods
can?
to himself and stands up and says, "Then I'll come with you. And when they're safe, you'll help me?"
Yeah, I will help you. Would you guys like to come with?
Cullimore says, Dragon, what is your name?
Kip Solonov Mullington Furniture.
Do you have a shorter name?
He thinks about it for a second. Kip?
Very well. Kip, how about we do an honest trade then? You travel with us, but you help us as well. You protect our friends and family. If you do so and they are safe, then we will repay the favor by protecting and helping your friends and family. Seem fair?
With that, he stands up and kind of puffs out his chest as much as a dragon says and says, "Yes, I am strong enough. I can protect. Yes, I can do this." And then sits back down. As long as you'll help me afterwards.
That's fair enough for me. I would agree to those terms. But I can't speak for everyone else.
Cole?
That should be enough time to get everything situated. I have no arguments here.
Jarek?
Jarek narrows his eyes. I have nothing to say.
That mostly means yes, I suppose.
Kip nods his head hesitantly, and then he says, "I'm sorry, it all came out in a rush. Let me restart. My coven lives on the islands to the south of the land," and he kind of is trying to think. I'm not familiar with your elven names of Coleven, some elven land, and we lived there for many years, but all of a sudden about a week ago we were besieged by all sorts of creatures like this. Well, it was deemed that I was the only one that was small enough to evade them, and I was supposed to find you and get help. They told me that they could hold them off for maybe a month or two, but I had to hurry. But if it takes a couple weeks, like you said, and then we make all haste, we might make it in time.
What brought you to seek out Keen, out of all people?
Kip points to Keen and says, "Mother said that he knew one of ours. That he would help, that he was a friend."
Keen?
Yeah. My sort of ex-fiancé, like Lady Celine said, is apparently a priest of the Black Dragon.
I see. Do you have any idea, do either of you, Kip or Keen or Jarek, even Cole, do any of you have any idea why imps would want dragons? It doesn't sound like they were trying to ally with them, but instead of, like Kip said, use them.
Kip stands up again, proud, and says, "Well, of course, anyone would want to use someone as powerful as a black dragon. My mother says that before they attacked, they were visited by a diplomat, I guess is the word she used. I'm still learning the ins and outs of your language. And they proposed that they work together. And when my mother said no, they said that they were going to work together whether she wanted them to or not."
Hmm.
And then the next day they attacked.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
Strange.
Close the door.
Hey, Jarek. You hail from Blackwall, right? Or Ironhall?
No.
Neither?
That is correct. I do not hail from there. I am from Coalhaven.
I listed 2 places that are in Coalhaven.
That is factually correct.
Cullimore gives a smirk. He's not helping Keen out on this one.
Okay. It is very likely that we will have to go through Coalhaven in order to go to this island. Was there a specific place you wanted to go while we were in Coalhaven?
Jarek rolls his eyes up, looks back down. Why are we going through Coalhaven to get to this island?
How else would you suggest we go? Because between us and the island is Coalhaven.
Are the elves friends with dragons at all?
None of the races that you know of are friends with dragons.
Clearly assuming if I even wanted to go, which I'm not sure I do, there's a dragon here. Jarek points with the staff of the dragon.
Yeah?
I'm not sure if we could all fit on it, Jarek.
Jarek says, well, we can probably strong enough that we could dangle from the air. That would take us.
The face of Kip, if you could, actually gets more and more horrified the more Jarek talks. He says, "You dragons are not ridden. We're not some..." And then he just kind of points a claw at your horse.
Jarek looks down at his horse and actually says out loud, don't let that dragon say bad things about you.
The love of Jarek and a horse.
And Heinrich specifically.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, let's not put the cart before the horse on trying to get there first. Let's take one step at a time and secure a foothold and protection for, and Pearson points towards probably the huddled group that is staring almost as wide-eyed as Cullimore is at the dragon.
It is amazing because of the, say, 260 halflings, humans, and whatnot that are there, not a peep is coming from the group that is staring at the dragon.
And in his ignorance, Cullimore asks, Kip, you don't eat humans, do you?
Kip shakes his head and says, "No, Mother always said they tasted bad. I do eat cows. Do you have any cows?"
Oh, no. You know what's better than cow? Have you ever had deer?
Kip shakes his head vigorously.
Then I suggest
Like
there
a
are many
puppy.
deer. There are deer in this woods, and there's good hunting, I imagine. I suggest you try deer. It's a very good delicacy as compared to our cows.
2 sessions from now, the Elf King is like, who's been eating all of my meat?
I actually
God damn it, don't give
unrelated.
him ideas.
Actually unrelated to that comment, Cole's actually going to pipe up and say, you might want to broaden your palate. One creature meals can bite you. It's not good to do such things. The forest is a well-balanced ecosystem, and focusing on one species is not a good idea.
How about imp demon species? How about that? Cullimore says. He points to the dead imp. You ever eat one of them?
And with
Cole's
that,
actually going to go over to an imp and be like, I've never tried an imp before.
Kip
No,
actually
not you.
spits out some of the imp blood that's in his mouth and says, "Ugh, nasty things.
Okay. Well,
Precious."
Cole looks notably disappointed about such things.
And then so Kip starts to try and flap his wings a little bit, and he says, "Maybe I'll search for deer later. I think I would like to walk for now."
good idea. But now that we're in the relative safety of the woods, of the forest, we have to decide what we want to do next. Do we want to go up to the capital, or do we want to try to make it on our own in the woods?
And with that, can everyone roll me a d20 plus your wisdom or intelligence, whichever is higher modifier for you, plus anyone who has tracking, do that. Inferno, use your Born on the Streets.
Okay.
Piff, you don't have tracking anymore. No. Did someone give up
I
tracking?
do.
I was going to, but
You
at
still have it?
level
Okay.
4.
And then Jarek, use I'd say use your interrogator one. It's basically a perception check.
Okay. God damn it,
Son
Jared.
of a bitch!
Wow.
Do I
gotta
even
one up
need
us
to
all
roll?
the time.
You do. What if it's like a surprise round and Jarek's the only person who can act, and he just takes his entire action to go, "You all suck," and just runs away on the horse.
You know what? That just confirms my suspicions. Then it just confirms
Yes.
All right, Keen and Jarek only. You guys, as Pearson's talking, you start to see shapes moving in the tree lines, mostly in the forest with the other people, but some around you as well. And you're surprised, even as alert as you are, that things have gotten this close without you noticing.
Jarek ends up actually just like lowering his head and says, "Cole, I hope you're prepared to talk on our behalf."
Yep.
And Cole would probably be more aware of the surroundings. Does he see these things or note that there's any movement?
Not at the moment. All you know is that Cole asked you to talk on their behalf, and Keen said, "Yep."
Cole, my name is Cole now. Yes.
No, I'm sorry. Jarek asked.
Okay.
Jarek asked. But with
Jarek.
that, with that, you hear a voice from the tree say, "Perhaps we can help you with your decision of what to do next." And then at that call, or at that word, several wood elves drop from the trees around you with their bows trained on you. And when I say several, I mean around 20.
Oh. Alright.
Jarek's not even gonna like lift his head, just gonna look at like the back of Heinrich's neck and just like, just start thinking about how awesome Coalhaven would be right now and why he isn't there.
And the leader, the one who spoke first, who has dropped down right on top of the log here. I don't have a token for him, but right there, says, "Our band might have somehow missed the passing of such a large group, but with all the racket you just made, it was rather easy to find you. May I ask what..." And then he sees the dragon, and then his mouth just kind of hangs open. And then he kind of catches himself as what such a colorful group is doing on the borders of my land.
Cole will pipe up and being told to just kind of speak for them is like, "Hello, I'm Cole. I lead this group of creatures."
Colemore's gonna start arching an eyebrow. Keep going.
Jarek begins analyzing tactics of how many of these elves he will have to kill within the next minute.
We are...
GM starts frantically searching for elf tokens he didn't think he would need.
Anyway.
Excuse me, God, I'm trying to talk.
Sorry.
We are here because demons have been attacking our lands south of here, and we are seeking refuge sort of in the forest. And Cole's actually going to, like, almost just start, like, drifting off in his speech and kind of start looking like he's thinking hard about something.
The leader will go, "Okay, demons, you say? Where are you?"
Will, like, bend down and just pick up the dead body next to him.
And the leader goes, "Ah." Yes, well, with evidence like that, it is easy to believe you. Where did you say you were from again?
Oh, I'm from the Alonsi Forest.
And with that, you hear several low whistles, and the leader's eyes widen, and he says, "There have been rumors of an orc that lived in the Alonsi Forest. I would call you a liar if I thought orcs lied. But
They lie all the time. They lie on
I
the
find it
earth, they lie on
odd.
the-
But I find it odd that one, if you were such a fabled orc, to have eluded us for so many years, it's strange that you would just come out and tell me."
Well, I never tried to keep it a secret, just I never got to confront you.
And with that, he seems a little insulted. And he kind of arches an eyebrow and then says, "So what I gather is it's not that you tried, it's that we were too slow." And with that, he kind of chuckles to himself and says, "I don't know if you're telling the truth, orc, but I'm willing to believe your story for a moment. What town are these people from?"
Well, we have a very eclectic group, but mostly from Whitebridge. Look, this is a lot of pleasantries, but we really need to get moving.
"We'll move when I say we move, if I say we move. I'm not going to let hundreds of people step onto my land when I don't know what's going on. And not to mention," he looks at the dragon but doesn't actually say it, "this would explain why we haven't heard any word from Whitebridge. So you say the town was attacked? Are they under siege?"
If you mean a good, multiple dozens of portals have opened up, demons pouring in, completely siege. Our leader's actually in one of our caravans, if you'd like to look.
"Your leader?" He perks up.
Of Whitebridge, yes.
His eyes widen again. "Lady Celine is with you?"
Look, we're in dire straits.
"Well,
If you'd like to see her, we can get moving.
yes, I would like to see her. Why didn't you tell me this before? Where is she?"
And we'll guide him or her to the one wagon.
Okay. Much like the halfling, once he sees Lady Celine unconscious and badly burned, he will curse under his breath and say, "This is more serious than I believed. And you are all that's left from Whitebridge?"
Well, all the ones that are with our group, maybe a few have escaped, but very little.
There may be, sorry, Cole, don't mean to interrupt, but there may be a small group of 100 or so White Bridge soldiers headed this direction as well.
He nods and then whistles
Oh.
to... I'm sorry, yes, go ahead.
I forgot to mention, there's also going to be a small orc.
Invasion. I mean, group.
Oh, this
Yeah,
will go well.
killed him.
This will
That
go well.
was the DM.
Yes, I'm
All
sorry,
right.
you were saying.
warrior group that is going to help us defend where we are going.
I see. And he's kind of at a loss for words. So, am I to understand that Whitebridge, one of the most powerful cities in the Freelands, is overrun by these demons? He kicks one with the toe of his boot. You are the refugees from the town. You seek refuge here, and you are followed by another 100 soldiers and a... He hesitates. Group of armed orcs?
That sounds about right, but can we keep moving and talking? We do not have time for this.
He nods his head, still looking slightly confused, and whistles to his men who take off, and he says, "We must inform the queen of this. For now, you are all considered under my protection and invited to the Sunset Tower. Once we get there, we will let the Queen determine what to do with you.
We may have already stopped and set up before the tower, but we might not have time to have such pleasantries. And we'll look at the group for verification or not.